a cat. I am at my sewing machine, and lo and behold, there she is, sleeping under my sewing machine. If you can find her. Well, let's get started on making another video. We're going to make a quilt out of this template and these two. And this is my idea. I don't know if you could tell what it is, but I'm going to use all these with different material, and this one right here is going to be in the middle. And I am going to use all my scraps here so that I can just get them all down some and see what I could do about getting rid of some of them, because I'm getting too many. I'm getting way too many, and I've got to get rid of them. So we are going to get started on this, and I'll show you what the first block looks like when I get it done. Okay, this is the color I'm going to use for the background. It's a grayish blue. I think it's real pretty. And I'm going to use this right here as my template. So I'm going to get busy, and I'm going to cut out 12 of these so that we can lay our flower on it as we go. So I'm going to get busy on this. You would not believe it how small some of these are. And I'm like, well, I can't get one out of it because it's too small. But I have a problem, and you're not going to believe what it is. Do you see that? She's on my work over there. I'm going to have to make her move again. This cat loves my quilting. Okay, I got some cut out. All they are is just round circles, and we're going to start right here, and we're just going to put them in a circle. Like this. And the last one, we're going to want to kind of lift it up to go underneath it and make it round like that right there. Straighten her up there a little bit. Make it look right. And then we're going to put us a little dot right in the middle. So that's what the first block's going to look like. But now the thing of it is I have lots of thread. And each one can be done in a different thread that would make it even stand out even more. So let's get started with the one I've got, and it is yellow on the sewing machine, and we'll just switch them out. I don't care to do that. It makes it look prettier. So there's what it's going to look like. Hold up. It's over now. I got rid of her, but she won't go away. Okay, we are going to get ready and sew that block. Okay, before we start sewing them, we're going to take glue. So we will have a stiff, they'll make them stiff, so it'll make it easier to sew. So all we have is glued, watered down glue. And all we're going to do is just wet them down so they'll get stiff. If they have any wrinkles in it, it'll get it out. So, as I do them, and I'll do this, and then tomorrow, after they're all dry, then I'll be able to start sewing them. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're just going to get them all ready. So I think that right there looks pretty good. I can handle that. We'll just wet them all down. And it doesn't hurt your mat. All you have to do is just wet down your mat, and it'll take all the stickiness away from it. So it don't hurt it. I've done this before. And, well, so now we're going to set this one aside and let it dry. If my cat will let it. So I'm going to get busy, and I'm going to work on another one if my cat will let me. So here I go. Okay, while we're waiting for it to dry, I cut out my strips to go in between them, which, let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, this kitty cat, give me my block. Want to go like that, and come on, give it here. And the other will go like that. Now, I'm going to take the flower and the butterfly that I didn't get to put on the other one, and I'm going to put it on this one. I think it would look really pretty. I think it will. But that'll go like that. And then this right here is going to go in between them. Like that. And I think that's going to look really, really good. And I'm happy with it. So, there we are with that part. I got the first one on. Can you see how the yellow is showing? I think that looks good. So, I think I'm going to show you how I did it and on the sewing machine. So, I need to change my thread because I've done the yellow. See the pretty yellow? And it shined up pretty good there. I like it. So, let me do that, and then I'll show you what I do. Okay, I hope you can see this. So, here I have it. It's stiff on here. So, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it underneath here. And I've already got it set up for zigzag. So, we're going to zigzag it around the middle one first. Okay, I'm going to make it up back around over to my first petal here. I don't know if you can see it, but then I'm going to go up and around the first petal. Then after I get to it, I'm going to lift up my pressure foot and I'm going to come down to the end of the next petal. And then I'm going to go around it. Till I get to the next one. And then I'm going to go down here to the end of it. Go around. And I'm going to do it all the way. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut these strings off. So that's the way I'm doing it. Now that I got the whole block done, I'm going to trim off all these strings we got here. And get rid of them. So that it'll make the block look prettier. So, I think it looks good. So there is the block. Ain't that pretty? I like the way that looks. We have some garbage here. We've got to get rid of all the garbage so you can see the prettiness of it. Ain't that pretty? I like that. I think it looks good. Okay, there we go with that part. See you throughout. I have all the blocks done now. And if you look through them, you'll see there's a couple of them that has the same color circle in them. I'm running out of material to make another circle. So I just had to improvise. There you go. And they look good. I like them. And my cat is really tired from sewing all these blocks. So now she has to take a nap. Night-night, kitty. I'm stuck to a cord, but I have them laid out now the way I'm going to do it. So now all we like to do is to sew our strips on like that. So I am going to get busy, and I'm going to do all those and sew my lines, my rows together. So here we go on that. All in all right, row. I'm keeping it. Okay, I got those little pins, these pins here. I have pink on the bottom, all for the pink on the bottom. Then I got yellow, and then I got purple, and then I don't have any pins whatsoever. And that's how I'm going to keep them separated from what is what. And I'm going to get busy sewing them now, I hope. I've got all that done. I got it laid out like this. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, hey, I need to put one more row on it. I mean, can you see? I think it would look good with one more row. So I'm going to get busy, and I'm going to get that done and all. So it may be tomorrow. But this is the same day because these are here dry real quick. So I'm going to get busy on that and get that done. But I want another row, so I'm going to put another row on there. Alrighty, I'll see you after that. There's my other 4 blocks. They have the same colors in all of them, but I don't really care. It's going to be the last one, and they just rearranged different. So, hopefully, and all, it will all blend in and still look good, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Nobody's perfect, and only God can make a perfect quilt. So, I'm going to get up in the morning, and sometime tomorrow I'll get started on this again. So, we'll see you then. I got my blocks off, and I put them by the sewing machine, and I went and got me some coffee, and that happened. What is it about my quilts? Okay, I'm going to show you another little tidbit. When you get right here, go a couple stitches over on your next petal, and then go down here to the end of this petal. Take your thread and hold it down on the other petal along the side. And when you do it, it will cover that thread. And then you don't have to cut it off. So, there's your tidbit. Right here is where I'm talking about. You can sew right in there, and it will take that string away. So that's a good tidbit. You don't got to go back and cut all that, and it can stay pretty like it is. Okay, we got all of our blocks done. Now this is what I have decided to put on the back. And this is a curtain fabric, so it's a little bit thicker, but I like it because I think it looks pretty. So we're going to go and we're going to cut these down to 15.5 inches. And we're going to cut our batting down to 15.5 inches. And we are going to sew them individual. And I will show you how to do that when we get all of our stuff cut out to do it. We got 5 rows, so we need 5 of these. and we need 5 batting. So I'm going to get started on that and get her done. Okay, I have got the back cut out, and I've got how much of it was. It is 16 inches. The back 16 inches, the batting is 15 inches, and the block is not. It's little over, so that I can put this on the bottom here. Now, the top we're going to pin to the back, because we're not ready to put our border on yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to pin it down to on this, on our blocks, and then we're going to sew right down through here. So there's where we are at now.
Hopefully it did it.
Okay, let's get started, and we're going to sew this up right down the middle of it. If we don't get stuck by pins and all that good stuff. So here we go. Now when I come to the blocks here, I push one in this way and one in this way. My needle was in my way.
That's right. I was going to say, yeah, you didn't know.
Alrighty, I'll meet you at the cutting table. Okay, we want to take all of our pins out. We want to be able to fold this down all the way across. Now what we want to do is we want to pin all this down across here so that it won't move. So we are going to do that. I just don't want it to be able to move too much while we're sewing around. I hate to sew it and it go up on me. So we're going to take care of that problem so that it won't. Okay. Now then, with the next one, what we want to do is we want to turn it like this. We want to get our next batting. We want to lay it across it all the way like this. Get it level or even or however y'all want to indoctrinate it, like this. Get it straightened out. Then we want to get our next batting and we want to lay it on. Now we want to take it very carefully and we want to flip it over. Make sure we have all this all lined up. Okay? Now then, we want to take our next top. We want to put it face down. All the way across. Alright, I got the wrong one. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can find the right one. Because I have them numbered. Okay, here's the next one that goes in line. So I have them numbered on what should go where. So, we line it all up. and we pin this down. And then we sew it. Then we go and we sew it. So while I'm pinning it down and all, then, okay, I'm sorry, my brain got lost there. But we're going to pin this down, and then we're going to take it to the sewing machine. And we're going to do these the same way. One goes in and one goes out. Okay, now we want, where we just sewed it at, we want to trim it down to our seam allowance so we don't have a lot of bulk there. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to open it up like this. Look at that, that's pin. The head came off of it. I wonder how many of them I got. Okay, we want to open it all the way up, and we want to kind of flatten her out. Now what we want to do now is we want to take pins, and we want to put them up here at the top, all the way down, so we'll have, we roll it up, kind of pull it, so make it flat up there, so we don't have a lot of bulk up there, all the way down. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that we've done that, we want to put another strip on. Now, you have enough backing and fiber fill to do this on this one. So now we want to lay it out, and we want to pin it down. And this is the way you continue to do the whole process. Now, if you feel like you've got to pull this down some more and pin it, I don't see no problem with it, because I think that that's what I'm going to do, so that it will lay straighter and all. Because I'm learning all these quilts as I go, and I want to learn to do it. I can't afford to buy no great big old huge machine to do quilting, and I can't afford to send them off. And I love to quilt, so I learned to do it the other way. So I'm going to continue on, and I will see you throughout. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go on with our next row, and we're going to lay it down. We're going to lay it level, and we're going to get our batting, and we're going to put it on. Pin down the back of it, on the back. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I am going to put the next one on that should go on. So let's turn it over and give us some room here. We're going to grab our next one, and we're going to put it on like this. So we'll continue to do this, and always start in the middle on your pinning, because it makes it more leveler out. It seems like it does better and all. So I'm going to continue this. Okay, I have the quilt all done now. So now what we're going to do is we are going to level it all up and get ready to put the border on. Okay, I put the border on the same way I did all the other. I put the backing, and I'm going to use the same thing on the back as the backing and for my border. And then I put a 2-inch batting, And then I put my border on that I want for the front right here on the front. So now we can just take it to the sewing machine and sew it down, and then we're going to do the other side that's down this way, and then we'll go to this side and then this side, and we'll put them on. But other than that, we are getting done with this quilt, and I'm liking it. It's really pretty. Okay, I have the bottom one on, and I have this one on. Now we've got to work on the sides here, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on. But I want you to look what has happened. Can you see that? She has taken my blanket again. So what am I to do? Move her. Okay, I'm ready to do the finish up the border, and all I did was I took and folded this over and flattened it out and put a pin in it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it all the way around, but on the inside of the border I'm going to put a pretty stitch all the way around it so that it'll give it a little bit more pizzazz to it. So far we're getting her done. So let's get her on the sewing machine and let's get her done. Myself, I need to change my bobbin. And whenever I went to change it, that's how much thread I had on my bobbin. That's a good one. This is the 2 settings that I decided to put on my border. And I think it turned out pretty good. I like it, especially the middle one. It's pretty. Have it done. But I made a mistake on it. And it's okay. It still worked out pretty good. I made the bottom the top. This right here was supposed to be the second block up from the bottom. So anyway, it is done. It is beautiful. And I'm going to show you the full version here in just a minute. Okay, to finish this off, to show you about the glue, all you gotta do is just put you some plain water on there, and then get you a rag and wipe off your mat. And that will get rid of all the glue that is on your mat. Just plain water. That's the way I clean them. And then I just let them sit out and dry. Let them dry out. Just plain ordinary old water. And that way, you ain't got to worry about nothing on it. This mat has had it. It has got all kinds of marks all over it. But there you go. And it doesn't take long at all. So that cleaned my mat. And it'll clean yours.